What is up, guys? Pie Muffin here, and we are back with another Yu-Gi-Oh! Related video. It's been a long time since I made one of these. Probably almost a year at this point, I want to say. Probably pretty close to it. Obviously, I made a video covering my thoughts on the end of Season 1, which you can definitely check out that video if you would like. But here, I kind of wanted to do this before this arc kind of wrapped up in Yu-Gi-Oh! VRAINS. And obviously, if you don't want to be spoiled, this will have spoilers, as you can see in front of you. We're going to be having the descriptions for episodes 98 through 101 that we're going to talk about here. This isn't really a spoiler video, like where I talk about. I know there's YouTube channels that, cover all the spoilers and stuff. This is mainly just me kind of wanting to talk about what I think about how things are going to kind of wrap up, because we're probably coming towards the end of this arc. Overall, I really loved this arc. I thought Season 2 was great. I'd say I probably found it more enjoyable than Season 1 for various reasons, but I will talk about all that stuff, because I'll do a Season 2 kind of wrap-up review once we are actually done here in about, assuming these are the final episodes. In a month and a half, I'll have my Season 2 kind of review on this, where I'll talk about all that stuff. But right here, we're just going to kind of talk about what I kind of think, could happen, what might happen, and what we obviously have in front of us. So let's go ahead. Obviously, like I said, spoiler warning. I'm scrolling down now, so if you don't want to be spoiled, go ahead and click off the video. And obviously, I will put this link in the, assuming I remember, because I always, I'm lucky I have you guys to remind me when I don't put links to stuff in the description. But obviously, these are the dates for the episodes we're going to be getting. So all these episodes will be wrapped up by 5/8, which is a little over a month from now. So let's just go episode 90, and obviously 97 is going to be this coming week's episode. Episode 98, an AI that has crossed the line. Lightning uses Jin as a hostage to rattle Revolver. However, Bowman, who is very disappointed in Lightning's actions, decides to step in. Now that his hostage-taking stratagem has failed, Lightning reveals a shocking truth about Dr. Kogami to Revolver. So, very interesting that he's using Jin as a hostage. We already saw in the previous episodes when they were forcing Yusaku and Kusanagi to duel. Obviously, that bothered Revolver. He doesn't like those kind of underhanded tactics. Even though he's kind of, he's an antagonist and wants all AIs destroyed, he won't stoop to, such a level, which really shows some kind of growth for Revolver, because, in Season 1, he was just willing to sacrifice everybody to get to his goal, but now he doesn't like stuff like this. So, definitely shows some progression on Revolver's side. I'm very curious to what this secret about Dr. Kogami is going to be. Obviously, it's going to be some kind of last-ditch effort. It may not even be a true fact. Lightning may use whatever he can to kind of rattle Revolver to win this duel. Very cool that Bowman is going to be stepping in as well, not letting Lightning kind of do whatever he wants. Now, here's where things get kind of weird for me. So, obviously, that makes this a 3-part episode. Obviously, episode 96, which we just saw this week that just passed, and then we got 97, 98. But then when we get to 99, which is called The Door to the New World, bearing the hopes and wishes of his allies, Playmaker faces off against Bowman. Now, before we get into the rest of the description, so that means a 3-episode duel for Revolver and Lightning. Really kind of hard to tell what's going to kind of go on here. I mean, obviously it's implied that Revolver and Lightning's duel is done, but, we'll get into these, but there's no mention of either of those characters, so I'm wondering if it ends in a draw. And because it ends in a draw, Bowman just decides to absorb both of them, both of their stuff, so then obviously that would give Bowman all of the Ignises inside him besides I. So it'd be very interesting to see how they kind of wrap up this duel. I don't know how I really feel about it. I kind of wanted Revolver to beat Lightning, and then you would have this tag team duel with Revolver and Playmaker versus Bowman. I was kind of hoping for something crazy like this. Before I saw these descriptions, what I was kind of hoping for was something kind of how Season 1 of 5Ds ended, where we had Yusei, Jack, and Crow dueling side by side. but I guess that's probably not going to happen. And then my idea was like, it would be Yusaku, it would be Revolver, and then I was thinking in like a last clutch ditch effort for his kind of redemption arc, I thought Go Onizuka would show up, and it would be the three of them versus Bowman when he has all these like crazy powers. But it does seem like it's going to be very textbook Yu-Gi-Oh! Yusaku duels Bowman, and will probably win. But let's read the rest of this first. So, meanwhile, something abnormal happens to the people who are trapped in Lake VRAINS. They start to fall unconscious. Bowman then creates a powerful data storm and summons forth a terrifying monster. So, obviously, Bowman has some kind of plan for the people inside Link VRAINS, maybe something with their consciousness to kind of fuel himself. Because obviously the end goal is for the AI to essentially rule the humans, and any humans who do not comply with their rule are essentially, going to be killed. And then let's go to episode 100. Bowman uses the consciousness okay, like I said, Bowman uses the consciousness of people in Link VRAINS to create a data storm. So he's essentially using their lives to make a data storm. Summons a powerful Hydra monster, which could be considered cheating. You're using an outside source to summon your monster, but whatever, this is Yu-Gi-Oh! Playmaker is completely helpless before Bowman. Seeing this, the three Knights of Hanoi decide to take action. Obviously, we know that they were inside Kusanagi's, hot dog truck, trying to figure everything out. So it does seem like they are going to be stepping in, which is really cool. Obviously, their leader, most likely at this point, has already been defeated, so they're the only Knights of Hanoi left to kind of carry out whatever plan they have set up. And then for episode 101, Bowman set up something called a neuron link to use the consciousness of humans to create his data storm, which was already described there. The three Knights, Akira and Ghost Girl, so 5 characters, put their lives on the line in an effort to destroy the neuron link. So I'm assuming the neuron link is something in Link VRAINS that they can physically go after. And it says they succeeded, but Bowman then starts repairing the neuron link right afterward, leaving Playmaker in despair. So it's going to be one of those things where they're probably going to have some really cool scene where we see these 5 characters, maybe summoning monsters and attacking something, which is not really something we've seen in VRAINS very much. In original Yu-Gi-Oh, moving forward, we've seen scenarios where there wasn't necessarily a duel, but people would summon their monsters to attack, like when Kaiba was in Egypt and he was trying to hold off Zork with his Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Stuff like that. But, the whole leaving Playmaker in despair, when I first read this, I was thinking, okay, usually when Playmaker gets thrown into despair like this, we have a character come in, give Playmaker some kind of pep talk, and Playmaker gets back on his feet. Now, there's only really 2 people who can really do that at this point, because, it does seem like these 5 are gonna, end up dying or getting their consciousness taken as a result of their action. So the only people left who would even want to lend Playmaker a hand is obviously we have He's still in Playmaker's dual disc, so he's at his side. Maybe him, or if they really wanted to kind of give some really cool end of season payoff, we could have redemption, like I was speaking about earlier, for Go Onizuka. Go Onizuka could show up at the last minute. Maybe, I don't think he would hop in the duel, because we haven't really seen anyone just randomly enter a duel before like that. Obviously in Arc V we saw it all the time and they get a 2,000 life point penalty. But this could just end up being one of those things where Go just shows up and gives Playmaker some kind of pep talk, talking about how he saved him, Go wants to go back to being the person he was, blah, blah, blah. And this can kind of serve as motivation for Yusaku to actually win this duel. I don't know how long this duel is going to go, because as of right here, obviously this is a 3-episode duel right here. I would see them wanting to make it longer than Lightning and Revolver's duel, so maybe we can get one more episode after this. That's kind of like the wrap-up of the duel. But the big thing is is this the end of the arc? Obviously, everyone else has been taken out, everyone's been beaten, so even if if Playmaker lost and they decided to do some last kind of stuff, what is there left to do? So I think this is probably going to be very textbook Yu-Gi-Oh, where You know, episode 102 and 103 will probably be like the last episodes of the arc. We'll probably get an episode where, you know, Playmaker wins, Bowman. I'm sure Bowman's going to be the kind of character that he has some realization about humans in his last moments or whatever, and then we'll see everyone coming back to life. And then obviously I think the episode after will kind of be a wrap up of everything before we head into the third and I assume final arc of VRAINS. Obviously the series has been going for about 2 years now. It'll just be very interesting to see how they kind of wrap things up. I hope we get that Go Onizuka payoff, but at the same time, I'm not sure if that's something that they have in mind. Because honestly, it would just feel so weird. Because if you've seen the new outro, it shows Go Onizuka being back to normal. He's with the kids and everything. So I feel like something has to happen before this arc ends to kind of make the new ending make sense for Go's character. He's not skinny anymore. He's not looking psycho because of the AI that was planted in his head. So I just don't see them ending this arc without that kind of payoff. So I do see him showing up. As to what he might actually do, I don't know. But I think Go showing up is kind of like that kickstart that Yusaku's going to need in this like final moment from 101 up until whenever this duel decides to end. But also very interesting that they kind of cover the same sort of topics twice in a row. So obviously Knights of Hanoi, where was it? There was one specific line that we saw twice. Yeah, they talk about the Data Storm twice, so I feel like that's probably going to be like an ending scene. We're going to see the Data Storm show up, and then we're going to see it like reiterated at the beginning of 100, so probably a way to just kind of take up time. But anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think down below. Like I said, I'll have a full season review once this is all over, like I did with Season 1, and obviously with Season 3. I'll do the same thing when that ends, and that'll probably be the final arc of the show. Obviously, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, each one tends to, if you take away original Yu-Gi-Oh!, which was 220 episodes, all the others kind of, you know, jump between different things. I know GX was like 181, I believe, something close to that. 5Ds had 150 something. Zexal was 140 something, I believe, and Arc V was, I believe, around there too. But so yeah, I would say we probably have another good, you know, 40, 50 episodes maybe at the most for the final arc and whoever the villain's gonna be. I have an idea on that, but that's something I will discuss in my review about where I think stuff will go from here. But anyways, guys, if you guys liked this video, let me know down below. If you guys want me to do weekly episode reviews, I wouldn't be opposed to doing that since I do watch this every week and it's a show I'm really into. So if you guys want, I know I'm not a Yu-Gi-Oh channel, but if you guys want to see kind of stuff like that, definitely leave a like on this video. Let me know down below. But other than that, guys, don't forget to subscribe for more if you're new to the channel. I'll see you all next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.